So I'm going celibate. And this is an interesting new reframe. And I've always been fascinated with sexuality, how it works externally from what I hear other people experience and what I experience for myself, and how I work, how my mind and my body connect with that. And I've always wanted to kind of research it and look at it from a certain position, but never have really found any way to frame it. But this gentleman did a wonderful job of making a distinction between abstinence and celibacy, and was really talking about performance. And I'll attach that video underneath this in the description because I think it's great. But then I also had a conversation out of the blue with somebody that I'm not normally in conversation with, and they brought up Tantra, but in a completely different way than I've heard of it before. And then some of the ideas, she used the term performance, and that's what I'm wanting to understand, is how do we perform how are we programmed versus how do we innately connect to sexuality. And so the idea of celibacy is, it's my frame, the way that I'm like setting up my research for like how I see sexuality. And celibacy doesn't mean that, there'll be a point where there could be sexual relations with somebody, but the celibacy is my framework within me, my boundaries within myself, to know when I get to that point, because it's like not having the bond because of sexuality, but finding the bond before the sexuality, and then knowing at the feeling of when you've gotten through those boundaries with somebody. And so it's kind of setting up this little frame inside my mind, a practice, however you want to put it, to participate with observing how this affects me and my relationship with my own sexuality.